Hello everyone and welcome to the finale here of the All-Time Trios League in TEW9 as we have made it to the playoffs. The end of the regular season is come and gone, or at least has come and gone. As far as for this series, we have seen 64 trios battling it out pretty much through a whole calendar year, basically from January to about September. And now we get to see the top 16 trios battling it out in a single elimination tournament to determine who will be the best of the best and be the all-time trio league winners. As for the episode here, though, before we get to the playoffs and all that, I will go through some of the kind of history stuff and just kind of going through what all has been in the happenings throughout our world here. So for, again, our top 100 shows, we've now had 8 100 shows. As far as also the National versus Premier League special and the All-Star Showdown, jumping aboard on that as well. Basically, pretty much, once we got into the summer, that's when we started getting the hundreds and whatnot. We did have a show way back in February. The National League Week 7 show had a 64, which is kind of hilarious how bad that show was. Of course, that was not even that would be episode 3 of that Week 7 show, which as far as it's storylines instead of show history, there we go. That was, oh yeah, that was when we were in Arena Mexico in Monterrey, and we had Los Brazos of Psycho Circus main event instead of the Radicals and Super Generation Army. Yeah, big mistake on that one. Big mistake there. As far as for the, we did not have, but only 4 top 100 matches, all of them in the National League, as the Super Generation Army was involved in 3 of the 4, and the Shield and the Three Musketeers was the 100 matchup as well to round that up, which that was at, I want to say, oh no, we can't even click on it to see what show that was. The names are so goddamn long. Oh wow, I was thinking it was going to be in the high 90s, the amount of matches we've had that's, but no, we get into the 91 range at the bottom. As far as, oh, awesome. I guess we can look at the worst Premier League show, which that was a 75, and that was week 6, to remind us what happened on that show. Which is kind of wild. Yeah, the Brood and Team Extreme, that would have been way better. I don't know if it's because we were in Canada. Is that why that show it as bad as it did? But kind of wild. Kind of wild. As far as, if I had to guess who probably increased the most over time, that's a good question. As far as I'm trying to think of who to show off that genuinely improved throughout time without being edited or whatnot. Maybe Charlie Haas, but he was in the all-time tag league though. Oh, we also, now we get to see the full ratings there. He didn't really improve a whole lot either. See a little bit in Canada. Mexico, he jumped up a good bit. Yeah, I mean, he improved, but not to a crazy degree. Maybe Daniels? As far as, a little bit. Little bit here and there. Yeah, the rep got better. Oh, wow, his safety's now 100. Good for him. Good for him. As, again, another guy that was involved in the all-time tag league. He improved as well. I feel like everybody probably improved. I mean, it's impossible, I would say, damn near. Yeah, the guns even improved. I wonder how their skills improved. Oh, wow. And not a whole lot either. Psychology jumped up 5 points. Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely the basic and safety stuff. What you go into those basic and safety training drills before the show. Turned it around for him. That's cool to see. I'm trying to think. I just now realized Davy Boy is 16 in this. Or Davy Boy Smith Jr. We probably should have edited his age to where he's not 16 years old out there, but that's kind of crazy to think about. He didn't really improve either. It's kind of, well, aerial and flashiness a little bit. He had to have been the youngest guy out there. Had to have been. At 16 years old. I don't think David probably improved a whole lot. Maybe Dom. Oh god, Dom barely improved. Helix Skipper I felt like improved a good bit, and he wasn't in the all-time tag league. No, not really. No, not really, yeah. Plus, he's 30, I guess. Oh, the stamina improved a good bit. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to really jump up in about a year's time and only, 30 some odd matches. So, no one's really going to be like a crazy jump up and improvement, but maybe, trying to think who else we could probably look at. Oh, wow, damn. Ricky Doy. A minor negative impact on him. Huh. Yeah, we didn't even look at really how anybody's physical well-being's doing or anything like that. I feel like Pedro Aguayo Jr. did not improve really at all. Yeah. He did not. Wonder how his popularity improved. Oh, a couple points. Actually went down to Mexico, which is really no surprise. I jumped up from 3 to 20 everywhere else in the world. That's probably where we're going to see all the improvement. Just kind of all over the world. Yeah. Yeah, Road Dogg. Everybody. Oh, wow. Ricochet's not even in the high popularity range. I guess they didn't win a whole lot, but. Yeah, pretty funker. Of course, he didn't work in this. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to really think who, off the top of your head, just kind of improved the most. Without just going through and looking at every single person, but I feel like, weirdly, I think OC improved a good bit. At least it felt like. No, not at all, really. That's crazy. Because obviously the other people that probably improved are just people we manually edited, so also that too, to try and catch up with everybody else. I feel like, maybe Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols maybe improved a little bit. No, not really. Not really there. As far as, if I had to guess, also, our MVP will be Ric Flair. Rick, he, was a part of, obviously, the best group. Average rating of an 85. That is very, very good. I think that beats Omega. Let's see. Oh, no, Omega actually has a higher one than him. It's actually kind of crazy. But his team also, overall, is better, too, I would say. I bet Kobashi, Misawa, and Quad, they all did. Yeah, damn, a 91. Pretty wild. And their worst match was the FBI match. Take that out of the equation to 78 with Los Brazos. Yeah, I mean, the amount of hundreds they had. But we go with Flair as the MVP. It's kind of crazy. I look back at the all-time tag league and what we did for the MVP. We ran a battle royal It was a 60-man battle royal, which that's wild. That's a wild-ass way to crown the best performer of the regular season. I feel like it should be Flair. Kind of looking at it like in real life. I mean, they were the best regular season trio. They were the best National League trio. They had the best record. He was performing at an extremely high level, which again, even though his average might not be that great for the match itself, if I had to take a guess, he probably didn't have a whole lot of ratings above an 85 even at the beginning. Yeah, there's an 88. And then there's a 98 already, jumping up. And yeah, there's a 94. Even the FBI matches, they had 92, which, that's crazy. They did the FBI twice. And then, I'm assuming it was probably around, let's go week 18. No, it's still 93. I was thinking that we would get 100. And around, yeah, there's 100. With the Shield. Which that was, yeah, about the halfway point. I mean, goddamn. They only lost, of course, the one time. And yeah, that was the Three Musketeers, which, even then, can't really blame Rick. He had a 95. And to think Ole and Arn, I mean, Arn eventually got to the point where he was, there's a 79 there against the Three Musketeers, which that probably, or the Three Musketeers, Super Generation Army, that's definitely an upset. Like Kobashi, Masawa, and Kawada, 100s and the 90 and 299s, and still Flair got the job done. It's hard to argue. Hard to argue there, as far as who the MVP is at being that man. Which we'll do a little pre-show thing with him getting crowned the MVP, getting the ring, and having him cutting a promo before the show. We'll have, it'll probably be him, Gordon, and probably actually Vince McMahon Sr. Might as well, since I'm assuming he doesn't have any, yeah. That's kind of crazy, his charisma and, like, all that is actually, like, rated. I've only seen one interview from him. And it was like a actual, like, I think it was like a local New York television station, like, doing an interview, trying to talk to him about if wrestling's fixed or not. Which is just hilarious. I want to see. Yeah, no, it's been the same. So, yeah, these just the base overalls and that. But, yeah, it'd be fun. Fun to have. Trying to think what. Oh, I guess we gotta look at the top attendances. Yeah, the Premier League show of week 24, which also the National League week 24, 32,000 on hand. I'm assuming. Trying to think. That would be. Let's go off of attendance. Oh yeah, it's Arlington Stadium. Yeah, so we'll definitely be running there at some point during the playoffs. That would make a whole lot of sense. It's the biggest. Let's go back to the top 100. And then, week 23, 25, 28 here. Reading somewhere that was over 25,000. I'm interested to see how many viewers we've had. Oh, wow, 43 million. Again, during week 26 and the week 29s, and the All-Star Showdown was in the 43 million range. I bet we jumped up from about 20 million. Yeah, just about 19 million here from the first ever show to 43 million by the end is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And so, yeah, I think now it's kind of hard to really think about what to look for, because we're the only thing in town. Can't really look at any other companies. Obviously, size-wise, you've all seen how much we've grown. I guess we can look at the actual progress itself. Which, even then, just a 98 to 100, pretty much everywhere. So, nothing too extremely impressive, but I guess it's still at the same time. Getting to that point. Oh, our merch. I guess we can look at that. Last month we saw Hogan, Hunter, Austin, Brett, Flair make $1 million. Just 500,000 or even 800,000 to some, and we almost made $1 million off of Hunter and Hogan themselves. And it's kind of funny how it's almost realistic. I wouldn't say Edge is in that kind of category of when you look at these guys, and Nash, I'm assuming, would get some of the NWO stuff. But like everybody else, he is pretty. I mean, Hunter is not like, obviously he would probably swap. Obviously Austin and Hunter, Brett, Flair, Taker, they all sold a lot of merch. I don't really know Chono's numbers as far as in New Japan, but the fucking, again, the NWO Japan angle and also the Legend angle, and he was pretty much the man for a long, long time. I'd say maybe Muda would probably outsell him in merch, but maybe not, though. Maybe not. Obviously, the Rollins for the Shield. Let's just skip over 14. Misawa. Yeah, so all the NWO guys are in the top 20. Kawada, there's Muto, there's Taue, there's Kenny Omega, which he'd probably be a little higher. Jeff, maybe a little bit higher, too. Kind of crazy Bradshaw's that high. Oh, yeah, also, the winner of that Battle Royal, for those who weren't around, or were not, as far as watching the channel during the all-time tag league, Bam Bam Bigelow won that. So he was the MVP of last year's of the all-time tag league. But this time, though, he would not be in that discussion. Matt Hardy in the top 25. There's Pentagon, there's AJ, there's Punk, there's Roman. Even Arn Anderson made it on the list. Kind of crazy we did not even upgrade it all the way. It's still comprehensive, but it's still not as high as it probably should be. We haven't really changed anything for the inner circle because we really don't need to. Feel like what we have right now is doing pretty well. I guess we could take off Bobby Heenan, but might as well have him be the morale officer. Might as well. Oh yeah, we don't have any end of the year awards, obviously, because it's not the end of the year. Can't look at that. Yeah, I think we're good, though. I think we're good to go. For the recap of the regular season, how are 64 trios ranked out? As for our bottom 5, it is Los Falanos, Psycho Circus, Los Brazos, Best Friends, and Jurassic Express. Obviously, C2 for 29. Now, a little asterisk there for Los Brazos. They are taking on Too Cool, because I forgot to add that match to our previous show, which, we talked about in the last episode anyways, as far as forgetting that's the one match we forgot to add that needs added. Then the regular season will technically be complete. We're going to give them a loss already on the standings, because I feel like Too Cool's going to beat them, but they might potentially have 3 wins. They might actually jump out of the bottom 5. But as far as then, that should be 3 points, not 5 for Jurassic Express. I just now saw that. Not sure what the hell I was thinking there. But obviously, all 2-win teams, all on the bottom. 2 Premier League teams and 3 National League teams. Obviously, all the Luchador teams being at the bottom is extremely tough. But I guess there's also, Los Gringos Locos. And then, as far as, so at least there is a Luchador team that's a little higher than them. But yeah, that's the bottom 5. Surprising that the FBI was not there, but there they are, though, the FBI, 57th. At one point, they were 0-20. They finished out 4-27, at 8 points. While Spectral Envoy and Team DK finished below them. Of course, Envoy had the draw with the Jurassic Express, which is crazy. The New Age, 3 Musketeers with 8 points as well, just crazy that a Tanahashi, Nakamura, Shibata team did as bad as they did. Then we get to 10 points with 3MB, which they went 5-26. Then we go into the double digits for 12, with Chaos and Monster Express at 54-53, which Chaos would have done better if they had Okada the whole time. Once they lost Okada, that was it. They were dead. Dead in the water. For the 14-point teams, 7 and 24, LIJ, which, again, Crazy Naito, Hiromu, and Shingo did as bad as they did. House of Black in the Bang Bang Gang, also, which Bang Bang Gang, probably the most shocking performance. Them having 7 wins is crazy. Did not expect that one bit. If you would have told me they were going to finish ahead of the LIJ team and the New Age 3 Musketeer teams, I would have not believed you one bit. But they did it. They did a pretty good job. Really, mainly because of Juice. But, the Gun Boys did well. They improved throughout the season. 3 count at 16 with the only 8-win team, as they were 49th. So now we're into the top 50. Suzuki-gun, 9 and 22, another only 9-win team. LAX, as far as in the Wyatt family, and Too Cool, which again, the asterisk there because they technically have 9 wins right now, but I'm assuming they're going to beat Los Brazos. As then, it's kind of crazy, only 20 points doesn't even get you into the top 30. As far as then for the 11-win teams and the 12-win teams, Planet Jared, the Von Erichs, Kensuke Office, the Judgment Day, and El Sky team. There's really no crazy drops around this time. Everybody here pretty much was in this same boat. Planet Jared dropped probably about 4 or 5 points since the last time we looked at it. But really, everybody pretty much stayed in this same level. A lot of National League teams here. But, man, I mean, that kind of run of National League teams from the Wyatt family to Kensuke Office, making up the whole rounds there. Then as far as for going into the top 40 teams, I was very, very shocked that the Bloodline had 13 wins. Fatu, Tamatonga, Solo Sikoa getting 26 points and finishing the top 40 team. Crazy. Team Canada, they have 28 points. Same thing with Demolition in the OG Bloodline, which of course Sammy and the Usos. Second City Saints and Los Perros de Mal also made it to 28 points. Then the Magic 30 only got you 33 to 31, so not even outside the top 30, funny enough, as the 15, 16 win teams. All these teams, of course, below 500, but now we get to the 500 and above teams, which are the New Day and the Freebirds. The Freebirds had the tiebreaker win, which is why they're ahead of them. The 17-win teams, which again, all National League teams, Triple Threat, Saruta-gun, Ring Kampf, the ECW Originals, and the Dudley Boys at 24 and 25. That's pretty fitting. They're back-to-back there, and the Dudley Boys had the tiebreaker win. Same thing for Triple X and Blood Generation, which Blood Generation, they had the tiebreaker win over both the Dudleys and the ECW Originals. The Triple X team, 19 wins, and 20 wins. Wouldn't even got you in the top 20. It had to be 21 wins, which you see the Filthy Animals and the Undisputed Era team. Man, just 25 through 20, all Premier League teams. And then we go into the teams that just were the runner-ups, the teams that just missed out on the playoffs. Of course, the Shield and the Radicals with 22 wins, 44 points, both National League teams. Then the Generation Next, missing out on the playoffs by the skin of their goddamn teeth. And then we go to the playoffs, and we see the Kings of Wrestling being the 16th team with 46 points. Kind of crazy again, the point difference between the number 1 team and the 16th team, with the Four Horsemen having 60 points, the Kings of Wrestling having 46. Los Gringos Locos with 46. Same thing with Ministry of Darkness. And again, that format was made possible because of the Trios tag match, wildly enough. And the CTU team being the only 24/7 team, as they had 48 points. Another Premier League team. Team Extreme at 12 with 52 points and 26 wins. Then the 54-win teams, which there's a handful of them. There's 4. 3 National League teams, 1 Premier League team is Evolution, the Death Triangle, the Dangerous Alliance, and the 3 Musketeers. The Brood, for the first time I'd say outside the top 5, they finished 7th at 28 and 3. as a lot of 56-win teams, 56-win teams, 3 National League teams, and 1 Premier League team. Is the Brood, the NWO, the Hart Foundation, and the Super Generation Army at 4. And we see Team Angle and the Elite at 58 points in second and third, but 60 was the magic number to make it to number 1. 30 wins. Unreal for the Four Horsemen. And for the table itself, as far as the table itself, the playoffs themselves, it is as followed. For the first round here, as we see the Four Horsemen take on the Kings of Wrestling, the Three Musketeers take on the Dangerous Alliance, Super Generation Army taking on CTU, the Hart Foundation taking on Team Extreme, the Elite taking on Los Gringos Locos, the Brood taking on the Death Triangle. That's another, Premier League matchup. 2 Premier League matchups there between the Elite and Los Gringos Locos and the Brood and the Death Triangle. Team Angle and Ministry of Darkness, and then the NWO and Evolution to round it out. As far as for the actual how many teams on each side, there is, as far as a shockingly, as far as with 8 Premier League teams and 8 National League teams, it is right down the middle, right at 50%. Kind of shocking that's how that went, as far as for us not even booking the thing, which again, I said I was going to show off how I would have done, and honestly forgot to do that too. It's kind of a weird exercise too, because basically if I were to look at the table and kind of book who I would have thought would win, it kind of would make sense because so much has changed. Obviously Mystico getting added to the tournament, and injuries, and kind of where we're at on the show, like where we're at location-wise. Like, so many things would change. So it's kind of a hard exercise to actually pull off. But as far as for the first round, we have our matches set. We're going to get to that show next. We're not going to go through kind of the backstage stuff. We're going to kind of save that for maybe the second round, and then going into the semifinals and finals shows. So that's probably what we'll do. So we'll just hop right in to the first round and see how these 8 playoff matches play out. Alrighty, so we start off with the number 1 seed versus the 16 seed matchup, and we see the Four Horsemen get the win here. This is the Technical Masterclass matchup. We are at the Saddle Dome in Calgary here. As far as we last ran here, I want to say week 6 as for the regular season. And the MVP of the regular season, Ric Flair, with Arn Anderson getting a great performance. They outperformed the Kings of Wrestling. Everybody on that Four Horsemen side beating the Kings of Wrestling as far as performance-wise. And they, of course, will advance to the second round with that win. As for the NWO and Evolution, how about that? So when they wrestled in the regular season, the NWO beat them. Here, though, in the playoffs, when it matters the most, Evolution pick up the win. And I think that shows you how much they've improved, really. Orton is in the 80s. He outperformed everybody on the NWO side. And even Batista damn near outperformed everybody on the NWO side. And, of course, Hunter with a 98. And that is the first upset. As far as the 11th seed beating the 6th seed. And they await Team Angle or the Ministry of Darkness, as far as whoever wins in that matchup. As far as so far, though, already an upset. Kind of wild. Super Generation Army versus CTU. We need the Steal the Show matchup on the show. And maybe not the wisest decision to have it be this, since we knew it was going to go so well. But at the same time, it's 3 all-time great heavyweights. Liger, of course, is incredible. He has worked as a heavyweight before. Of course, him and Hashimoto. The Battle Liger match. That was very, very fun. And he's a credible heavyweight just off of who he is. But obviously, Jado and Ghetto, not at that same level. Always been a junior heavyweight team and never really had single success, unlike those other 4. And, I feel like that was kind of the best case scenario of the Steal the Show matchup. But yeah, the Super Generation Army beat the CTU team, and they advance to the next round. Wow. An upset here. The Ministry of Darkness beat Team Angle. Did not see that one coming. Old Charlie Haas, he just took one for the team there. He's pulling a Day of Reckoning callback, and he's joining up with the Ministry of Darkness. Unreal. Unfucking real that they lost. Unreal. Charlie Haas outperformed Ron Simmons. Angle did better than Bradshaw. Taker does better than Shelton, but just unreal. Unreal. A lack of psychology, too, but a 92 there. And it got the crowd hotter, so the White Hot crowd now. The Ministry of Darkness will take on Evolution. So 2 upsets, the 14th seed and the 11th seed, beating the 3 and 6 seed. Unreal. Unreal. The Elite beat Los Gringos Locos here, which was the same as what happened in the regular season. Omega with a 99, the Young Bucks with 97s, and Eddie with 100. I would say if you had to pick a runner-up for the MVP, Eddie Guerrero's probably on that list. They don't make the playoffs without him. Of course, they made it to the 15th seed too, but they lose here to the Elite. And a good matchup, though. A very good matchup. So 99 for the Three Musketeers and the Dangerous Alliance. Again, same results as what we saw in the regular season. The Three Musketeers getting the win, and they're going to take on the number 1 seed Four Horsemen, which, of course, we saw that was their only loss. The old Four Horsemen, the Three Musketeers, and now they got to face them again in the playoffs. Hell of a second round we have on our hands by the looks of it. But a 99 here. Austin was great. Rick Rude's almost in the 90s now. Took a little too long for him to get cooking. Same thing for Bobby Eaton. 94 for the Hart Foundation and Team Extreme. As Owen pins Lita with the Rocket. That just sounds wild. But Owen and Brett, 98s and 99s. The Hardys, 98-91. Davey Boy outperformed Lita. I figured this was going to be the case here. This is one of the 2, as far as outer league matchups with National League versus Premier League happening. Of course, that and the Kings of Wrestling and the Four Horsemen. And the National League won both those matches. So I guess so far, it looks like they are the superior group. Oh, also, Super Junior National Army and CTU. And yeah, that's a clean sweep for the National League. As for our main event, I hope I didn't skip too much of it, because I felt like we skipped over. Oh, no, we're right on schedule. I thought we skipped over the Brood and the Death Triangle. 2 Premier League teams here in the main event. I thought it was going to go way, way better. It did not. But Edge gets the win, though. They beat the Death Triangle. This was between the 7 and 10th seed. The 7th seed advances. But plenty of upsets already, especially on that bottom part of the bracket. The 14th seed's going to take on the 11th seed. The 7th seed's going to take on the 2nd seed in the second round. The Hart Foundation's going to take on Super Generation Army. That's 4 and 5. And, of course, Horsemen and the Three Musketeers. That's 1 and 8. So, no upsets on the top half. 2 upsets on the bottom half, as far as that goes. We also... Pac was used too much. That's interesting. We did the pre-show stuff, with Ric Flair being crowned the regular season MVP. And 2 Cool did, in fact, beat Los Brazos, so that's no surprise. But a hell of a second round, though, that we have lined up. We'll probably add, obviously, a couple of, maybe 1 or 2 undercard matches. Or we might just run the 4 matches. Because I feel like we can get away with it in the playoffs here in the second round. Those are some big, big matches. And should be a banger for sure here this next round. As I guess we could address some of the guys. Big hugs for Team Angle. I just cannot believe they lost. Unreal. Unfucking real. And then Eddie as well. What a fucking performance. What a run he had. As, medium scrum. Oh. Listen. Just a little bit of a break. No, he did a great job. Yeah, as far as the success, of course, for the first round. Yeah, again, I'm going to support Big E in that affair. Yeah, fuck off, Ole Anderson. Michael Hayes being the man. Alrighty. So yeah, the first round of the playoffs in the books. Now on to the second round. Alright, so the second round of the playoffs, we have set the show to be in Arlington. As far as for the Arlington Stadium, which we're actually going to sell that sumbitch out. At least it will be damn near close. It should be a sellout, though, if everybody that is at least supposed to show up does. As for our locker room incidences for the show, oh yeah, Piper wants to hang out. Yeah, come on in, hang out, pull up a chair. Why not? Oh damn. Fortunately, it's not a spot for a China. Can't use you. Well, Bobby Duncan Jr. wants to hang out. Terry Funk's the one who brought that up. That's kind of wild. Sure, Gino. Just leave the cocaine at the door. We don't need anybody getting into the old snow today, as they have basic and safety training drills there for the 12 students. Another creative idea for a finish for old Kenny Omega. Damn, Fenix and Matt Jackson about fought. And Shane Douglas and Carl Anderson got into a fight almost. Oh my god, so many people are trying to fight. That'd be a hell of a fight to watch, though. Timothy Thatcher and Ron Simmons. Unfortunately, I think Ron Simmons would beat the fuck out of him, but fun fight nonetheless. Not a fun fight here between Rhea Ripley and Perry Saturn. Ron Simmons is the wrong guy to fuck with, but him and Jacob Fatu would be pretty wild. And Hollywicked found a karaoke machine and did melodies of power ballads before the show. Which is insane. Taiwei, again, should have been Jumbo, the one passing on microphone work to him instead. But there we go. Yeah, well, actually, I don't think we need to... no, we probably should still. Actually, team bonding. How about that? Fucking kumbaya, everybody. Oh, just created tension. Yeah, some of it straightened, some of it made it worse. Could be worse. Could be worse. So here's the 4 matches. We're never going to cut away to Adam because it's only 4 matches, but the main event will be... I want to go with the 4 Horsemen, 3 Musketeers matchup because obviously we saw the Musketeers in the regular season beat them. I believe that was, week 10. So that was back in March, so it was a while ago. We did see them beat them. We'll see what happens here tonight. And then the Elite and the Brood, another interleague matchup, which we saw the Brood beat the Elite back at week 26. Kind of wild to think the Brood beat them. We'll see if they get the win here tonight as well. Steal the show matchup will be the Ministry of Darkness and Evolution, which is no surprise. Again, we saw Evolution get the win over the Ministry of Darkness in the regular season. So no inter-promotional matchup. As well as this matchup we saw in the regular season, as well as the Heart Foundation and Super Generation Army, which the Super Generation Army won. That was also week 28 back in August. So we had some matches that happened early on the season, a little bit later on the season. As far as for the show, though, we're already at 107 minutes for those 3 matches. We should be set, ready to go. Yep, we are. Perfect. Let's run the second round. And the Heart Foundation beat the Super Generation Army. How about that? What a fucking upset there. Unreal. So the Heart Foundation going to the semis. Wow. Wow, 100 though. 100. And Davey Boy gets the win too. It's shocking. Just a shocking all-around performance there. But a strong start though to the show. And Evolution beat the Ministry of Darkness. They're in the semifinals as well. Unreal. Lack of selling here. I could see why. Yeah, 35,700 on hand as a full house here in Texas, in Arlington. Unreal. As the Elite get their win back over the Brood, and they'll take on the Evolution team. So we'll finally see another National League versus Premier League matchup in our semifinals. No matter who wins in our main event, though, it will be National League versus National League. As we'll see how the main event plays out. And the Horsemen get their win back. They beat the 3 Musketeers here tonight. Arn Anderson with a spinebuster on Shinya Hashimoto. Unreal. We might see a Horseman Evolution Finals. We might see a Horseman Elite Finals. We might see a Heart Foundation versus the Elite Finals. And a Hart Foundation versus Evolution finals. But that is our final four. Unreal. Unfucking real. Gangrel and Ole Anderson used too much, but a hell of a show, though. A hell of a show nonetheless. 100 and 299s, and of course that had to be capped in an 80, because we had to have a Steal the Show match. As, man, again, much love to Kawada, Kobashi, and Misawa. Cannot believe it. Shocked, stunned that they did not make it to the semifinals. It's also crazy. Team Angle, of course, only made it out of the first round. I think we're going to have Kurt and Taker on the semifinal show. I think that's a fun match to kind of maybe have Kurt get a bit of a win back and to run back that awesome Judgment Day match. Trying to think who else to put over. Actually, we'll give a hug to Edge. He had a great year as well. He was fantastic. And yeah, I'm sure, yeah, very healthy financially. Yeah, another rest. Yeah, more rest. Yeah, we're going to try to keep him. All those guys. Oh, that was a pretty easy post-show press conference. So yeah, now on to the semifinals. We'll see the Horsemen versus the Hart Foundation, the Elite versus Evolution, and also some singles matches on the undercard to kind of make up to at least have a 4-match card. And the finals will probably have a 6-match card, and we'll kind of go a little all out for it. We'll see. We'll see, though. Alrighty, so for the semifinals, I think we're going to go with the Southwest region. I think that's a solid idea. So, wow, the LA Coliseum. That would be fun to run. Oracle. Oh, yeah, of course, we always run the Staples Center. Oh, the StubHub Center, we would sell out for sure. I kind of want to run Chase Field, as Theodore's putting his opinion in. Yeah, Chase Field. It won't be a sellout. And it's going to be a hot... Oh, no, it's not even... I was thinking it was August, but no, it's November, so it'd actually probably feel pretty good to run outside. Hopefully... And again, Arizona, I don't have to really worry about torrential downpour or anything like that. We can skip the booking meeting. Fucking Ed Leslie. Sure. Come on, Barber. Come on, hang out. Yeah, no spot for you, Ted DiBiase Jr. Minoru Suzuki and Frightmare getting what if news member of Suzuki and Frightmare. Love that league skipper. Just being a Debbie Downer. Yeah, it was brought for Russell's court. Taker found him guilty and sends a shut up or cheer up and buy drinks after the show. Rollins clearly not happy with Bobby Heenan as the morale officer, and yeah, Stu Hart's got some heat with him as well. Probably for all the jabs he's taken over the years. Hero passing on microphone work to Claudio. In psychology to Frightmare and selling to Hallowicked. And Earl Hebner passing on tips on being more consistent to Chad Patton. And Arn Anderson passing on tips on being more consistent as well to Colton Gunn. And psychology tips passing along as they steal the leader. Goddamn, Naito's passing on microphone work to Hiromu. Fallador Jr. and Shawn Michaels got into an argument. Come on, Ron Simmons. Now you're just being a fucking bully. You can't be trying to fight Gordon Soley. Shane Douglas and Conan getting into an argument. They're trying to get that 5th spot of the Radicals. Like, if one of us is going to get in, it's going to be me, damn it. Davey Boy and Dean Malenko got into it. Backstage as well. Of course, the pre-show safety and training drills. Alrighty, yeah, let's inspire everybody. Let's have a great show. Semifinals, a big night, big show. So our matches here, of course we have the 2 actual trios matches, but our opener is going to be Minoru Suzuki versus Timothy Thatcher, Technical Masterclass matchup. I love this match. Very, very fun. And our Steal the Show matchup is 2 of the best big men in the world competing in 12 minutes. They're going to go all out and hopefully have a kick-ass match between those 2. Very, very fun matchup, those 2. As far as 2 completely different... I mean, you're going to see guys get the fuck beat out of them on this show, but in 2 different styles, but as far as a little bit chaotic and a little bit more seasoned and thoughtfulness behind the sadomasochist of Minoru Suzuki style and Timothy Thatcher style with his goddamn headbutts. Our co-main event will be the Elite in Evolution. Of course, Premier League versus National League. 25 minutes. And the Four Horsemen, the Hart Foundation, are giving them a lot of time. 34 minutes. Of course, the Horsemen beat them on the very first National League show, way back when. And now they meet in the semifinals with a chance at gold. And for the Horsemen, they have I would call it the Triple Crown of the all-time trios league and just the all-time leagues. Being the regular season leader, leading obviously your league, and also winning the finals, and also having the MVP too. So it's not even a Triple Crown. It's just goddamn the man. You're the man. As far as to be able to do all that. Oh, we forgot to change the time. That's what I forgot to do. Yeah, it's still a 4-hour show. Not anymore. Hour 30. Good shit. Right at 99 minutes, too. As, yeah, let's just hop right in, of course. London Bridge falling down for Timothy Thatcher beating Minoru Suzuki. A fun match, though. Surprised they only got an 81. Guess the crowd wasn't really into it. Just tough. Because the wrestling was great. And then Terry, Corey, and Bam Bam here. This match fucking rules. I don't care if it was only a 74. Greetings from Asbury Park, Teal. Yeah. Yeah, that ruled. Bam Bam gets the win. As our semifinal matchup, the Evolution team. Unreal. Fucking 11th seed. Beat the NWO, the Ministry of Darkness, and the Elite. And they are going to the finals. Let's see who they will be facing. Will it be the Horsemen? Or will it be the Hart Foundation? It will be the Hart Foundation. How about that? Bret Hart gets the win with the sharpshooter over Arn Anderson. Wild. Wild scenes. I definitely would not have suspected a 5th seed and the 11th seed in the finals. But here we are. The Hart Foundation. They beat Team Extreme Super Generation Army, which is crazy. I mean, to beat the Super Generation Army and the Four Horsemen, that alone, you've proven yourself to be in the finals. I'd say they had a much, much harder path to get here than Evolution did. Unreal. Unreal. To think that, I mean, there's not even going to be a, well, Brett might get 100. I don't think Hunter will. Maybe, though. But, like, to think the amount of hundreds that just got eliminated. You know, Omega has gotten hundreds. Flair's gotten hundreds. Obviously, all of Super Generation Army have gotten 100. You know, as far as Edge, you know, he's gotten 100. Not even make it into the semifinals. Just a crazy, crazy playoffs this has been. And it's down to 2 teams, just like that. And we are definitely giving some love to Flair and the Horsemen. Unreal. Unreal that they fucking lost. Yeah, totally too. Why not? But, you know, now as far as for the main show, the finals, what we'll have, we are going to have that Kurt Angle Taker match. I figured better not do it on this show. Save it. Put a pin in it, you know, and do it then. We'll probably have Flair, either Flair versus one of the Super Generation Army guys, or Flair and Muto. That'd kind of be fun. Maybe even do Flair versus Omega. That probably, that's the match. That's the match to fucking make. As, yeah, they're giving him a little break. Yeah, all these guys complain about not getting booked. Success, though, for sure. Yeah, we're going to try to keep Santana. And Arn Anderson, of course. My God, everybody's contracts are coming up. Wildly overused. Yeah, no, I got no regrets. Just crazy. Just like, hey, you're overbooking him. Just wild. Wild. How that media shit goes. So, for our finals, we got the Hart Foundation, Evolution. We're going to have, now we're going to see Ric Flair versus Kenny Omega, Kurt Angle, and The Undertaker. We'll probably do Eddie versus Benoit, Technical Masterclass matchup. That's always a bit of a given to do those two. We might do a Steel the Show matchup with Jeff Hardy and somebody. Maybe Jeff Hardy and Liger. That'd kind of be weird. It's just a different type of match. Maybe Jeff and Edge. Since, you know, as far as... Or maybe to just do Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do that instead. So yeah, we're piecing together a little card here to have a nice little finals. But of course, the whole shebang comes down to Evolution versus the Hart Foundation. We'll see who will be the all-time trios winner. Alrighty, we are here for the finals. As yeah, we're not going to deal with the taking people off. I think we can still run 4 hours, but actually probably not. Yeah, that's kind of ambitious. We'll make it 2 hours though. They want to run Yankee Stadium. I don't know if Yankee Stadium in the middle of December is a good idea, but I do love the Garden. Man, that'd be great. Great to run the Garden. But 53,000, that is a good bit of people. Let's see what we got in the old Southeast area. If we got yeah, the Citrus Bowl in Florida. Oh, the Georgetown, that'd be cool, huh? Yeah, we're not going to run anything crazy, I don't think. Yeah, not by the looks of it. Yeah. Because, I mean, if we could get like a 50,000 seater, though. Let's see, Mid-Atlantic. Sarah, because I could have swore one of the Carolinas, yeah, but the old Dean Dome. No, that's still about the old. Kind of want to go to Japan. It's always nice, but because we could almost sell out the Dome. I mean, yeah, we gotta end it at the Dome. Fuck yeah, love that choice for us. Hey, that should help the Hart Foundation, though. I will say that. Sure, Kira. Google, as far as yeah, she can hang out. Fuck yeah, Junakiyama, come on in. Ichiro Yaguchi, yeah, for sure. Daisuke, yeah, come on in, Daisuke Sakamoto. Pop up a fucking chair. She's got an idea to enhance his gimmick. A little too late for that, bud. We got the pre-show. Oh my god, Sabu and Orange Cassidy being travel buddies. Of course, we just saw Sabu have probably the craziest retirement match anyone's ever had, and quite fitting for Sabu. 60-year-old man in a fucking barbed wire death match. Yeah, of course, Conan and Shane Douglas still getting into it. Daisuke lifted the locker room where organized and won a video game tournament, just showing up and beating people's asses. Bradshaw and Bobby Heenan getting into it. Crush and Bobby Heenan getting into it. Yeah, the morale officer's always taking fucking shit. Is getting shit on, rather. As Punk, yeah, again, this is ass backwards. Like, Ace Steel's gonna pass on microphone work for fucking Punk, anyways. Yeah, we can't use the Inspire. Let's pull a rib on the last show, huh? Man, who'd be a great rib to pull on? Man, oh man. Who's just... you know what? Let's pull one on Masao. Let's do an elaborate plot. Oh, damn. Masao says, what the fuck? Oh, damn. Yeah, we pissed off some of the boys with that one. So our show, yeah. You know, we have the Benoit Eddie match. We have the Edge and Christian Hardy Boys tag match. Hart Foundation Evolution, of course, our main event. The finals of the playoffs, and a hell of a matchup. We're also going to have Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Rey Fenix. The Kings of the Air battling it out there. And, of course, Flair and Omega and Undertaker and Kurt Angle, which... all those matches are very, very fun. Obviously, Eddie and Benoit is going to start us off. Honestly, part of me wants to just do a 30-minute time limit, but I think that might be a little crazy. We'll make it 20 though. Keep it short and sweet. A tight 20. Let those guys go out there and put on a banger. Then we go to the Kings of the Air. Steal the show match of 12 minutes. Oh, 14. That. Then I think we're going to go Taker and Angle. We'll just basically say, hey, do the Judgment Day. Or Judgment Day. Oh, yeah. think of the stable. Yeah, the Judgment Day match. Just pretty much do that again. But it's the Ministry of Darkness Taker doing it, not kind of kick-ass 08 Taker, but that's alright. It could still work. Flair in and no, that's going to be the co-main. Edge and Christian against the Hardys here, 27 minutes. Might be a little too much time, but a fun match though nonetheless. And then our co-main, Ric Flair, Kenny Omega, giving them a lot of time, 33 minutes. Probably should give them even more time. Fuck it, 39 minutes. Let those two guys work. And then the Hart Foundation in Evolution, the finals, over 30 minutes. How about that? Damn, we actually went over the time. About to say if we should cut time or we should just... let's just make it a 3-hour show. There we go. Yeah, 162. We're good on everything else. Oh yeah. Duh. For the championship. Glad I remembered that. Cool. So after this show, once we see who's the winner, we are going to go through the end of the year awards just to kind of see how everybody played out as far as, I feel like that's a fun way to end it. Take a look at the end of the year awards just to kind of see where everybody placed and whatnot. 99 for our opening matchup. 2 100s. Of course, they have great chemistry. Yeah. Got a crazy opener, but, boy, the people at the Tokyo Dome, I mean, you got your fucking money's worth. Already. The opening match. Wild stuff. Then Rey Fenix and Rey Mysterio Jr. Actually, Fenix gets the win. That's kind of crazy. Thought Rey was going to get the win, of course. An All-Star. Premier League All-Star. Crazy, though. Crazy that Fenix won. Got the crowd buzzing, though. For the Angle Taker match, which Taker wins. Angle wins with the Angle Slam. Crazy, though. There's a lack of psychology. And a lack of selling. It's wild, Chief. Pretty wild. Tag team matchup, though. Edge and Christian against the Hardys. Of course, I forget who won between these two in the all-time tag league, because I believe they were in the same league. But Edge and Christian win here. Edge pinning Matt Hardy with a downward spiral. Yeah, that very much Edge and Matt, of course, they have their history. It's interesting that Matt and Christian both 89s, and then Jeff gets outperformed by Edge. So the right team, though, gets the win. Whole lot of green. You know, the commentators, the tag teams, everybody working well. And now, for our co-main event, Schoolboy roll up, he gets out of there and wins it, does Flair. I could kind of see that finish as far as like Omega's going for the one-winged angel, but Flair drops down out of it, and Schoolboy rolls up 1, 2, 3, gets out of there type of thing. It's a weird finish for the Tokyo Dome, but at the same time, Flair, that was kind of his MO, as far as how he won matches, skin of his teeth, going to the next town. There'd be times, obviously, the old figure four would get locked in, but he could win with a Schoolboy, a small package, and just kind of sneak out a win. Obviously, that type of wrestler, it very much is a bygone era. There's no one just going out there winning with a fucking small package and Schoolboy. Danielson tried to get it over, which is awesome. He was just like, I'm going to win with a fucking small package. And, of course, that was during kind of the height of his Ring of Honor title run. But you just got to be a madman, though, to try and do it. But if you're talented enough, you can definitely get it over. I mean, you can get anything over, though, as a finish. Fucking People's Elbow was winning matches. So, it could be worse. But what a win. What a match. 100 there in our main event. The Hart Foundation are your all-time trios winners. Kind of a shocking trios win, to be honest. I mean, Davey was not that guy at that point in 1997. But it's a fun trio, though. And Brett and Owen together winning with Davey, too. They were super over at the time. Of course, the Calgary Stampede show itself was fantastic. As, man, I mean, that was really WWF when they're cooking. They're starting to cook. Then there's kind of a weird turning point in '98, where it's kind of like it's a lull period, but then Austin is heating up, and then obviously the whole summer is basically Austin being the man, and they overtake pretty much WCW. Besides when they did obviously Goldberg and Hogan on Nitro, but yeah, I mean that's a fun finals though. I'm happy that Brett got to beat Hunter, so that's kind of the biggest thing I wanted out of that. 100 though for the rating of this show. Great stuff. Big hugs for Brett and Owen. Big hugs for Flair and Omega. Hell of a match. Great stuff. Just, man. Oh, and we ended out with 100 for everything. That's great. And we're going to just skip the media scrum, because fuck them. They're going to go out there, and we're hitting Roppongi after that type of show. But now we get to see where everybody ranked up at the end. A lot of these matches that happen outside the normal trio setting is really going to help out a lot of these guys. Flair might get... It's either going to be Flair or Omega, I think, is going to be the #1 wrestler. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, damn, Andy Kaufman in the Man on the Moon bio. Hell yeah. Now, you know what's funny? That the documentary about that movie is quite fascinating. Just Jim Carrey working himself into a shoot, pretty much, on that one. But, yeah, now we advance. It's going to take a while, 'cause it's about 20 days, and we got a lot of people that have morale issues, too. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. I'm assuming it's because they were not booked on the final show. Take a look. Yep. That'll do it. That'll do it. So yeah, we'll try to null that over and get to our end of the episode here. Alrighty, so you see who in fact won the rest of the year. It was Vitsa Misawa, which is hilarious since we pulled a big rib on him to end out the year. As that is not surprising, it's just funny. Again, how the male wrestler of the year, they weren't even in the semifinals. Female wrestler of the year was Lita, which is no surprise since it was either going to be her or Rhea Ripley. Of course, we're the company of the year. Bandito and Flamita, the tag team of the year. Female tag team was Mio and Io Shirai. They must have worked an indie show, I'm assuming. Oh, they worked a couple. Huh. Oh, good on them. Good on them. Match of the year, the Horsemen and the Super Generation Army, which that was week 23. So not even a playoff matchup. Oh, the finals was the show of the year. Well, that's fun. Nick Jackson, male young wrestler of the year. Rhea Ripley was the female young wrestler of the year. Oli was the vet of the year. As Cynthia Marino was the female veteran of the year. And most improved, Bandito. Independent wrestler of the year. Oh, manager of the year was Paulie Dangerously, a.k.a. Paul Heyman, of course. Manami Toyota, female independent wrestler of the year, and the female manager of the year was Lita. And the commentators, as far as as far as play-by-play man, JR, Heenan, and Tommy Young, referee of the year. We actually forgot to extend all these contracts, so that's kind of crazy that some of these guys are gone now, but it's not that it matters. So the Power 500, though. Yep, Super Generation Army, the Elite, the Horsemen, damn, almost the 3 Musketeers in a row. Then Stunning Steve, Edge, there's Hashimoto, Rick Rude, Bobby Eaton, so there's the Dangerous Alliance, Jeff Hardy, and Matt, down there at 22. Rollins, Roman, and Moxley are going to be, oh no, they're right there, 33 and 34. Eddie, they're at 32. Taker, 31. Shelton at 30. Lita somehow being in the top 50 is insane, to be honest, but it is what it is. Orton, 84 for the average rating. The thing for Batista. Oh, yeah, it looks like it was just a coin toss for the 3 Super Generation Army members, since they everybody averaged 91. I guess Misawa And they all only wrestled 35 matches, too. Not bad. Not bad. And Flair, though, 7th. Yeah, I guess the Bucks had a better average. Tough, tough, tough. Tough, tough, tough. Gangrel being 23rd is crazy, too. And being that high. Davey Boy, 24. Of course. Yeah, about to say, is Owen? Wow, Owen's not, yeah, he's 43rd. That's crazy. He's way the fuck down here. Oh, it's because he had an indie match. That sucks. Hog Wild. What an indie. Pac, Liger, they're 41st. Alex Shelley getting in the top 50. Bradshaw, top 50 guy. Yeah, Jack Evans, Shima somehow 45th. Yeah, there's all blood generation, back to back to back. Hogan and Hall and Nash of the NWO. That's kind of, I guess that makes sense. They would be kind of in order like that. For a lot of the guys that did the same exact kind of ratings. Bubba and Devon Spike's way the fuck down there. Fucking Gallows is 77th. Wild. Larry Sweeney's 58th. I just saw that. He's ahead of Carl Anderson. That's insane. Oh, Gallows? Yeah, because I don't see Carl on here. Yeah, AJ's 54th. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Sabu's in the top 100. Jumbo, way down here at 89's kind of a slap in the face a little bit. Shane Helms making the top 100. Tanahashi, 79th. Big E and Kofi and Woods, the New Day, rounding out the hundreds, or the 90s, the high 90s into the 100 mark. I wonder who's the worst. Let's just go all the way down. Crowbar. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of independent shows. Yeah, there's Drew at 173. Big Sally Graciano somehow had a Luchasaurus. That's pretty insane. Yeah, the Bandito Flamita. Looks like Tony Mamaluke might have been technically the worst. Let's see. Damn, we can't put worked for all-time tag league because it's... Damn, yeah, that sucks. Now that we had some guys that are not there anymore, but by the looks of it, yeah, it's Yoshihashi, but as far as guys that made it the whole way, yeah, Tony Mamaluke, the Guns, 192, 191, Ultramantis Black, let's just see unemployed, just to, yeah, Kawada Anderson, Santana's 131, but yeah, then, yeah, Kanemoto, Tanaka, that's crazy. Yeah, sure, right there, yeah, 238. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's pretty on brand, I would say. So, oh yeah, Tony Mamaluke, way the fuck down there at 193. Where's the... Yeah, but like Guido's there, 184. Big Sally being the big 3 out of the 3 there, the FBI, him being the highest is insane. Yeah, Villano's all together. Yeah, Goto there, 141. Zack Sabre Jr. being 142 is kind of crazy. Punk, not even in the hundreds. You can thank his Second City Saints brethrens for that one. Tough, tough, tough. And David Von Erich there, 102. I bet Kevin and Kerry. Oh, wow, Kerry's 134. He should be a little higher. But again, working those fucking indie shows. Fucked them. Really good shit, though. I mean, it's crazy. Ron Simmons was a top 50 guy. So the Ministry of Darkness had top 50 guys. As far as, I believe... Oh, yeah, we should... NWO did... Almost every... Well, Eddie. Yeah, so, yeah, not every playoff team. Like Liger, of course, was by himself. Actually, yeah, Liger was there by himself. Blood Generation should be in there. instead is kind of crazy. Obviously, the Three Musketeers are all together. The Evolution being in the top is insane. Literally not even in the top 10, and they made it to the finals. Nobody in the top 10 was in the finals. Of course, Kobashi, Masao, and Kawada losing to the Heart Foundation in the second round. And then, the Elite losing to Evolution. Horseman losing the Heart Foundation. And Brett, nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Insane. Insane. Because, 20th. Crazy. Bobby Eaton and Rick Rude ahead of him. Insane. But they got hot at the right time, though. I mean, Jesus. To beat that, to have that path and then come out as the winning team. Insane. Insane. We'll just kind of slowly try to scroll so everybody sees everybody. But not too slow. Or it's painstakingly. So, Mr. Aguilar and Hector Garza in the top 100. Just now saw that. It's crazy for Chi was ranked so high. Fucking Axe and Smash and Demolition. They're all together. 3 counts together. Follow Junior being so high is kind of crazy. Yeah. Chuck Taylor being as high as he was kind of wild. But yeah, then that's all the independent guys. I guess we could look at the company end of the year awards, I guess. Not that it matters, because most of it's pretty much the same. Yeah. Oh, but man, match of the year, car of the year. Well, wasn't the, that's kind of funny, how the finals was the overhaul, car of the year, but for the company itself, Premier League Week 27 was. Yeah, same thing for manager of the year was Bobby Heenan. And Cornette was the color guy. But yeah, pretty much everything else is the same. Because, I think the match of the year, was that. Oh, no, it was Demolition in the Super Generation Army. That's wild. Wild shit. But yeah, that will do it for the On-Time Trios League. Thank you all for watching. And, man, what the next installment? Will it take 4 years to do it again? As a, do we do the ASL, the ATSL, rather, the All-Time Singles League? Do we go with an all-time women's league, the ATWL? Who knows? Who fucking knows? What's our next endeavor here? Always a fun gimmick to do, like around March Madness and whatnot as well. That's pretty much why we do it. But it's turned out to be pretty fun to do, both in TEW 2020 and now TEW 9. And I guess we'll catch you guys as far as, hopefully, with some new series now on the channel as well to replace this one, now that we say goodbye to the trios. And we will catch you guys next time, though. Take care, everyone.